All righty. So my name is Sasha Martin. I am Travis is my husband, the founder of Shibboleth. I am 11, 12 years into the program. I had owned a Curves franchise when I had first found out about the program. It wasn't called Shibboleth at that time. And I was gaining weight, working, and I owned the franchise, and I was trying to show members how to lose weight through exercise. I did not know anything about nutrition, and I was gaining weight, just trying to keep the lights on. Life was definitely in my way. I enjoyed working out. I enjoyed the women's gym part of it, but I could not keep. I couldn't do it all, and I was struggling to fit the workouts in. And even when I was working out, I was not. The scale wasn't dropping, so I couldn't figure out what was going on. So when I heard about Travis had just started teaching sort of professionally, he started the program. He lost 130 pounds. He lost 44 pounds in 6 weeks, went on to lose 100 pounds in 6 months. He had been overweight, had some diabetes, pre-diabetic conditions, blood pressure, all of these kinds of things. He was a previous pastor of a church. He was a sports nutrition enthusiast and had started to apply some biblical principles to his eating habits and wrote a program, literally on napkins, on Post-its. He studied the way that food breaks down in your body. So each component, the protein, the fiber, the fat, everything, it all matters, and started combining foods correctly in order to lose weight. There's no magic pill or potion. He wanted to find something. He watched bodybuilding. How do they shred body fat for these competitions, but apply that to normal life? And so he came up with a plan. He had been taking people to the grocery store. He had just started to really teach as a profession, because people wanted to know about it. He's got a great big booming voice, and he was just helping so many people. It started to become a little business out of his insurance agency, and so he started asking some people to go around and teach for him, or people said, "I want to teach for you." So we had one of my chiropractor's office was right next to his location. That's how I found out about them. They came to my center and tried to talk me into doing the program. And I looked at the food list and I said, well, it's broccoli, it's chicken, it's hamburger. Okay, I eat all that stuff. I know all that stuff's good for you. I don't want to. And the bottom line was learning, doing the classes, doing like a 7-week program and learning about nutrition. And I said, I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that. Can't you just tell me what to eat for a couple of weeks? I'll do good. I'll get the weight off, and then I'll do better after that. And the lady that brought it to me, she said, "Will you just listen to the program? It's amazing. It's nothing like you've ever seen before. There's no you don't have to buy anything special." So she convinced me to come talk to come listen. And when I heard Travis tell his story and tell how to combine these foods, it was so passionate and so exciting. And so I could do this because he's talking about bread, he's talking about peanut butter, he's talking about cheese, he's talking about all of these things that I love to eat. And I thought, well, if I can have all of those on the same diet, I can do this. I can figure this out. Do I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Yep. Okay. Well, let's just start with that. Let's just do that for a week and see how I do. He learned that there are certain nutrition elements the fiber, protein, and fat combination, sugar, all of that, when combined properly, you can have all of that. But when combined properly, not an abundance of one or the other necessarily, you're going to burn body fat. Your body has to switch to using food for an energy source. We're trying to stop using food for energy and use it for nutrition, and then use our body fat storage for energy. So he basically found a bread that breaks down in your body more like a green bean than a loaf of bread, because it has got enough protein and fiber in it that your body doesn't see bread, it sees green beans. And so with that little piece of knowledge, it blew up. And there's something cool like that about every food. So I absolutely was like, yep, I'm going to do this. I didn't have to change out a lot of my pantry. I could start immediately. there's all kinds of breads in the grocery store now that you can buy that have those elements. So that have the right elements to make it a category, what we call a category 2 or fibrous carb bread. So it wasn't any having to wait until I watched all the classes. There wasn't any kind of website back then either. So in my first class, I will teach you what we learned in our first class. And if again, you're all here probably because you're already doing it. You already started. You're already ready to get started. So we'll do that. Let's see. Let me look and see who. Hey, Barb. And you guys will have to forgive me. You guys that are pros around here. I haven't done this in a while. So I'm going to. I know what I know. And now I kind of know it like the back of my hand. So teaching it again is interesting, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. So if you are, let me make sure there's no question up here. Okay, good deal. So that one. All right. So I'm going to share a screen with you. Hopefully, you'll be able to see the first thing that we're going to need to do on our journey here. Let me share the screen. Okay, I am hoping that y'all can see this this PowerPoint. And let me find my chat again and I'll make sure that we can see. Okay, there we go. Can everybody see my PowerPoint? Okay, so my this is basically the beginning. You've got to find a good why. So anybody that's been led here by somebody or knows somebody who's done the program, they're going to tell you that you have to make sure that you stay focused on your why, because anytime anybody here that is a current member, if you want to share your why, that would be great. I know a lot of people they wanted to lose the weight so that they can enjoy a roller coaster ride or play with their grandchildren one day, or there's a lot of things that are that everybody has that thing that they were going to get to. Maybe there's a wedding coming around the corner, or maybe there's a baby coming, or different things that you want to plan for, so that you have something in front of you that you can move towards your small victory. So even if it's something that's next week, let's talk about maybe there's an anniversary or a party that you want to go to, or an event that you're doing. So think about even really short-term whys also, because this will change along your journey. So you must have a strong why, because the diet devil is after you all the time. So we're going to make sure that you stay plugged in to the website, to the resources, to people in your community. If you're not already in our Facebook group, we have a private Facebook group where we know there's just so much noise out there in the world and it's hard to stay focused. And so what Shibboleth can do for you is really give you back control of your life. You can't control much, but you can get control of your eating, and your body wants to heal. So once we get this is a healing of mind, body, and spirit. So we're going to focus on getting through stay focused on something, and let's head towards that mini goal. And then we're going to add to it as you go. So a beach trip, cool. Yay, that is a great goal. That's a great why. And you're going to hit it. You're going to hit your goal. It's going to be a fun journey. So, alrighty, let's see. God will use you to show others the way. I tell you what, I always wanted to help people, and I didn't even tell you how I did on the thing. When I joined the program, we were teaching there was only 6 of us that went through it, and I lost. My goal was to lose 20 pounds. I lost 18 pounds in 7 weeks, and I was just stunned, because you'll hear us talk about some MCT oil. We do have a store where we have products in our store that you can buy when maybe you're not really sure what to eat, what to put together yet. We have a safe place for you to shop. And I thought, I'm not going to do any of that. If he says I can do it from the grocery store, then by God, I'm going to do it from the grocery store. So I literally was stunned and just amazed at how quickly the weight came off and how good I felt, and the energy levels and everything. It was amazing. I went on to lose 42 pounds total. I did not think that I was going to be happy with 20, and I'm lower than I was in all through high school. And I've maintained it. So it's just a lifestyle that I've never looked back. I've never tried anything else this is it. So, and I can have anything I want. I'm in control now of my day. So, I can have whatever kind of day I want to have, and I know what to expect. So, alrighty. So, the expectations, you have to put some, you have to be real with yourself. So we're not a magic pill or potion. So we want you to learn. You have to decide you're going to give a little bit to yourself, a little extra effort to yourself, because you've got, you're worth it. And you're going to start finding that as you're losing this weight, so many things are going to open up and be more clear to you about your own life and the people in your life. And they're going to see a joy in you and a shine in you. So your expectations don't get too crazy either, because make them realistic, because it didn't take us a week to put on the weight. So it's going to take a little time to get it off, but it will come off. It will come off as fast or as slow as you want it to come off, but it will come off. So we're going to show you later the different levels. There's a good, better, and best to everything about the program. So you can get there as fast as you want or as slow as you want, and enjoy the process a little bit more. So we're going to talk about that too. And when it's right now is the time. When is right now. The whys you need to have. You need a pleasurable why and a painful why. So we talked a little bit, what's your pleasurable why? And I'm going to show you on the website where to blog these at. It's good for you to write it down. We're going to tell you about writing everything down. So write down your pleasurable and your painful why. Why do you want to do this? What's your goal? What is your painful why? Why do you need to do it now? What has been, what brought you here? What are pain points that cause you to, are you having some self-image issues? Are you having some self-control issues? Are you feeling, it could be anything from feeling disrespected, from feeling that you have no power, no control, therefore, you feeling weak. So there's a lot of things that are painful for people who are unsatisfied. And it doesn't matter if you're 5 pounds or 100 pounds overweight, it happens to all of us. So look at that painful why and write that down too, because that's very important. When you're in the website, let me see if you can, if it switches, hopefully it switched to your journal here. When you're logging into the website, actually, I'm in my free account, which is fine, because we all start here in Fast Track. So you're going to add your phone number, which a lot of you probably already have done this part. But over here in your this is your profile picture that you can change at any time. You're going to scroll down through here. You see your profile, which is where you can go ahead and add your current weight, your measurements. We do want you to take measurements out of the gate, because you're going to be glad you did. We have so many people that start this program and they don't even want to know. They don't want to put the tape measure around them. They don't want to do it. I didn't do it. We did it. Take that back. We did do it. We might not have done it then. I did it after probably, I think, my first 20 pounds. And so measure yourself, because you're going to find that even if that scale is stubborn and that diet devil gets in that scale, your clothes are going to start feeling differently, and you're going to go, oh man, why isn't the scale moving? But then you're going to look at that last measuring that you did, and you're going to be shocked, because you're literally melting all over. So it's a really cool feeling, and it's fun to keep track of that. So we have an assessment that you can do online, and you can add your measurements there, and it will tell you what your body fat percentage is as well. So you can, and that's also available, I believe. Yep, that's also available here. So let me look and see. Barb, this recording will be in the library of the website. It'll also, I believe it's also emailed out to you after class once it's downloaded and such. But there's a section in the website where these are kept, all of our live classes, the recent recordings. So I'll try to point that out to you too, during this class, but it is on the website. If you go to a section, if you're a member, you're going to go to the video library and go to recently recorded classes, and it's going to be there. Okay, so let's see. So in your in this section right here, you've got this section called your why. When you click on the why, it's going to take you to our community. Now this can be as public or as private as you want it to be. You're going to put this is your username, and then you're going to start talking about your why. So when you create your why, you can create as many as you want to. You can talk about your why. You can choose, you can upload a picture of maybe your children or maybe your dog or whatever you want to upload here. And you can write your whys down here. So recording your whys is really special and important. So do that as soon as possible. It starts to get you thinking about, and you're going to go back to that. We kept a notebook. I do recommend handwriting as much as you can too. That's sort of I just heard another girl talking about it in another class, and she said, how many of you still love your pen and paper, or loving your pen and paper again? And I thought, this is what I've missed about it. All is online, so it's amazing, but taking notes during classes is so important, and you process things differently when you're taking notes and you're putting it back down on paper in a way that makes sense to you. So it's really important to write these things down, even your whys. And then here's your journal, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Even if you don't know what to eat yet, you can still start, and you can write down what you consumed. If all you fill out is this and select, even I'm unsure what kind of day I had, that's considered journaling. So we've got to write it down. If you bite it, you write it. You hog it, you log it. Who else knows the rest of that? You nibble it, you scribble it, all kinds of things. You drink it, you ink it. That's right. Thank you. All righty. So the diet devil. You have to identify what that diet devil is for you. The diet devil is that inner voice. He is what I like to call your lower mind, your lower self. He can be that for you. It's whatever that image is of that food that haunts you. Now, in the beginning, you're going to think you can never have this food again. It's not the case. We're not going to take anything away from you. We've all done this damage. So we're here for a reason. We want to lose the weight. Okay. So we're going to teach you how to lose it. We got to start somewhere. So we got to start with simple combinations, and then we're going to build up and add to those. And then you're going to be eating like you've never thought you could eat before. And you're going to be able to enjoy all of those things. And guess what's so cool about the program is I'm jumping all over the place, but how many holidays can you have a month? Which means Hog Trough Day, you can have whatever you want to have. So these ice cream or this chocolate bar or these things that you think that you're having now that are not necessarily approved, you can have those 6 days a week, 6 days a month, 6 days a month if you want to. And so don't let the fear of not being able to have that food again, just say, use your voice. You don't control me. I can have you on Saturday. Tell it, whatever you're feeling, talk to it, tell it, get it out. So it's really important to get these, your feelings, talk to yourself, talk to your family. Kids pick this up so quickly. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. So, say it out loud. You've got to conquer this diet devil voice. Shut it down with your why. All righty. So you're gonna, you got to keep your why. This again, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of your why. All right. Once you discover your why, the rest, the how, takes care of itself. So again, why? What is your why? Write it down and keep it in front of you. Put it on the fridge, put it around the house, put it on your mirror. That's what I was going to say, Tracy. Good. Great minds think alike. Good. Yes. Put it on your mirror is a great thing to do. There's, there's a huge relationship. I'm sorry. Obesity is the number one leading cause of cancer and a whole bunch of other issues. So obesity is the number one cause of death. It leads into so many things. Your body's not healthy. Your body is trying to support itself. Anybody here that's lost 5 pounds or 10 pounds, you know it when you're carrying that next thing up the stairs or whatever, you feel so different, and I don't have any props here, but we have this amazing 5 pound weight. We have an amazing 1 pound weight that's like this big. And you think 1 pound is nothing. It's a lot when it's around your heart and it's off of your neck and it's off of your lungs. It's a lot. So a all of these things are going to improve. If what we found is that Shibboleth can work for any condition, any part of whether you're you have any kind of a chronic illness or anything, it can just make your quality of life better. It can heal your body from the inside out, and it's just an amazing. It can heal your mind. So there's so many reasons to do this program. So, and you don't have to be. You can be vegetarian, you can be gluten-free, you can say you have to be dairy-free, any kind of allergies. The point is you have the knowledge. You can be, you're not a meat, I already covered that, not a meat eater. Whatever that thing is, that's your thing. Maybe you don't like eggs, or you don't like pepperoni. I don't know. It could be anything. This program will work for you because we don't tell you, you fit it into your own lifestyle. Whatever we're talking about today, what fits in each category, you like some, you don't like some, you ignore what you don't like, you mark down what you do like, and you put combinations together based on that, whether you're vegetarian or gluten-free, or we have all kinds of options. So it works for everybody. It's the knowledge that you're gaining here. So here's the, Travis likes to use this one. This is the first three letters of the word diet spell die. So we're not a diet. We are a lifestyle. Diets don't work. We've all been there and done that. And it is time to get away from that mindset. I had a hard time really grasping that I was going to learn this. The first day that I learned anything, I was so excited. I was ready for more. You've got to get rid of the old thinking that you can't have bread, that you can't, any real restrictions. You're just going to have to undo. It's the hardest part of this thing is undoing that damage, counting calories. We're not about counting calories. We're not about counting points. We want you to use simple, practical rules to eat every day. All righty. Okay. Whoops. I'm speeding up. What weighs more, a pound of fat or a pound of muscle? Now this is something that always used to get me. So which one weighs more? My pros out there. As you can see from this diagram, there's 3,500 calories. There's 600 calories in a pound of muscle. Your fat takes up more room in the body, but the muscle's smaller. So a pound is a pound is a pound. A pound is a pound. It doesn't weigh more or less, but the amount of space that takes up on your body is larger. So they weigh the same. That's right. That's right. All right. So we're going to talk about the shield. Our goal here is to preserve the muscle. So in a lot of diets, you're going, a lot of people might say, there's a starvation mode, or there's something about the way that you eat because you're not getting all of the nutrients that you need, that you are losing muscle and body fat. And you're always going to lose a little bit of muscle when you're dieting. But with Shibboleth, because we're eating properly combined foods, everything going together, working together in a organized fashion, we're not losing as much muscle. So we're holding on to the muscle with our Shibboleth shield. The fat bus. What is the fat bus, everyone? The fat bus is, all right. That's right. The fat bus is insulin. What we're trying to do with this program is to avoid an insulin secretion or neutralize it. So when the fat bus is dispatched, you've got appetite goes up, fat storage takes place, and you can stop your efficient fat burning for up to 48 hours. So how long does it take to get into fat burning mode? 2 days. It takes you 2 days. So if you started today, then if you're having perfect days, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, you're in fat burning mode. You're going to burn off toxins, water, waste, all is coming off in your first 2 days. If you're coming off of a holiday or not on plan, by the time you're on Wednesday, you are burning body fat. And let me tell you, if you're a member and you agree with me, say you can literally feel like you're melting some days. And it is a really, in your mind even can play tricks on you sometimes, because you're like, man, I'm feeling hungry or even tired. Tired is a trick too, because when you're coming off of a lot of sugar, or you're coming off of different, high carb, high sugar, you can get to more tired because you were feeding energy to yourself. You were, a lot of people might have oatmeal, or something carby to get energy. What we're trying to tap into is that body fat. We're retraining your body. So you have to take it one meal at a time, and you're going to be, you used to stay near to the bathroom, but you're going to take it one meal at a time. And what we're focusing on is keeping your body in this fat burning mode. So if you're feeling sluggish, there's all kinds of things that we can do to help with that. It's not going to last long though, because your body's going to realize, well, I'm telling you, your body wants to heal. And as soon as you start doing this on a regular basis, you do the right thing more than the wrong thing. As soon as you start making this a habit, your body catches on. And then what happens, everybody else, when you have your first holiday, or you have that holiday after you've had 10 days of perfect days? What happens when you start feeling so good from eating good? You don't even realize how bad you were feeling before until you have that holiday. And it could be one meal at, an unapproved meal at McDonald's, because you can eat approved anywhere you go. But if you have that one meal at McDonald's, or maybe a hog trough day is like we would call what we like to call it, you're going to be all of a sudden in the bathroom, probably feeling like you're going to throw up, because you just put all kinds of toxin and preservatives, junk in your body. Your body, and it wasn't necessarily the high sugar or the preservatives it was all of it together. It was the combination of that meal. Your body went, woo, there's what I'm going to burn instead of your fat. So you just switched modes. So we don't want to do that. We want to stay as long as possible in a fat burning mode, in a perfect day. When you have those holidays, they're meant to be enjoyed. They're meant for things that are special, special events, birthday parties, dinners out with friends. They are meant to enjoy. And they always teach us a lesson too. So, but this is what happens. You can do this. You can have a hog trough day, like I said, every weekend during the month if you want to. And what that'll do is, if you have a perfect day Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday is your holiday, then you will have lost a good amount of weight Monday through Saturday. We're looking at the whole week, the weight loss for the whole week. You might put on a couple pounds on Sunday night, but it's not fat. It's not fat yet. It's just water. It's just waste. It's just a little extra energy that you got in there, that you added because the food. Your body, it's all right. Don't panic. The scale Monday morning might be up a little bit, but what we're going to do is we're going to turn it right back up. Monday, you're going to start with your plan again, and you're going to have the perfect breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you're going to do that again Tuesday, and by Tuesday, that's gone, because now the toxins, the waste, that's all coming out, and you're back to burning body fat again by Wednesday at the latest. So the program is built with everything taken care of. It's really awesome. All right. What is a calorie? A calorie is energy. So when we are consuming foods, they break down into 4 macronutrients. You've got protein, carbs, fat, and water. So protein, we need protein with every meal. We need enough protein, obviously. So protein is the most essential macronutrient. We break our proteins down into lean proteins and protein plus fat. Thanks, Lisa, for coming. So we're going to have 2 categories that have your proteins in them. We actually have 3 categories that have protein. Your category 6 has all the macronutrients. But you have carbohydrates is the body's preferred energy source. So once you have gotten the extra fat off, once you've gotten the fat off of your body, then the carbs can become energy again. It's okay to have the oatmeal by itself and the things that are, as an energy source when you're going to work out. But you're not in fat burning mode anymore. So we have to be careful. When you're in fat burning mode, let's keep the carbs properly combined. We've got 2 different, we've got actually 3 different combinations for carbs also. So you've got your fibrous carbs, your energy carbs, and your fruits, your fruit, your sugar, your anti. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to go find. They're called something else that just totally left me. But your fruit is another type. It's sugar. So you've got your energy carbs are things like your potato and your corn and your rice and things like that. And then you've got fat. Fat is the preferred energy source, is a preferred energy source of the body. So we're ready to start getting into fat burning mode. And then you've got water. Water is super important. Oh yes, that was the diet devil. That was the diet. I'm glad you came back. And I'm sorry, I can't see. I'm like a little fuzzy. So I think it's Nell Reed. So glad you came back. All right. So you've got, now we're going to talk categories real quick. Okay. So in each, oh, I forgot. I can't not talk about water. And I actually don't know. These slides aren't water. So maybe it's in here somewhere. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, but water is essential. Water is going to help you, think about taking a shower, think about washing your insides out. As you're drinking more water, which is what I got, which is helping my scratchy throat, you're going to be flushing toxins out faster too. You want to stay hydrated. You want to drink it throughout the day. How much water do we want in every day? At least 64 ounces up to a gallon of water. Yep, it helps you go. It's going to help move things quicker for you. It's going to help you. It helps with the elasticity of the skin. Obviously, it's going to keep you hydrated. There's so many wonderful things about water. If you're not drinking water, then Tracy, it's a half gallon up to a gallon of water a day. If you're not good at drinking water, we're going to ease you into it. You're going to start craving water because your body's just going to start absorbing. Your body's going to start doing everything better. So you're going to start craving it. If you have trouble drinking water now, there are some things that you can do, but we really want you to drink. What's the best kind of water to drink is wet water. Any kind of water. Sometimes there's waters out there that have higher pH levels in them. So you can get higher pH levels. They absorb better. There's different pros and cons. Wet water, plain water is the best. Plain water is best. If you're having trouble getting water in, it's okay to use it like a Crystal Light packet. Use lemon to sweeten give your water a little flavor, lemon or lime, those kind of things. You can do the 0-calorie waters, but again, you have to think of, Travis did an analogy because you can drink Diet Coke on the program, for example. You can have Diet Coke, but does it count as your water? No. Does a Crystal Light packet in your water count as your water? No. Why not? Well, when you're taking a shower, would you take a shower under your Crystal Light packet or your Diet Coke? And I'm sure the answer to that is always no way. So you got to think about that for your insides too. You can drink all of those things. You can have them at any time of the day, but you've got to get the water in also. The water helps to flush out everything. A cucumber is awesome. Yeah, I love a cucumber in my water too. I love that. So I'm always having a lemon in my water when we go out, particularly in Florida, because the water is a little funky tasting. But I always put water in my lemon in my water when I'm out and about too. So awesome. Does anybody have a question so far? I'm taking a water break. In fact, we should all maybe do that sometime. We'll have like a game where we drink water during a class. Like if I say too many times, I literally had a Girl Scout group completely say for me when I was talking one time. I say that a lot, so sorry about that. All right, is everybody good so far? I'm going to keep going. So I've got category 1, lean proteins. So I've got lean proteins you're talking about 25% or less of your calories are from fat when you're talking about meats. You've got egg whites are lean protein. Fish, any fish, actually, this is white fish. Any fish is a lean protein source. Chicken breast, turkey breast, tuna. There's tons of others. What are some other protein sources out there, lean proteins? You guys, actually, let me pull up this other sheet. Let me do this. I'm going to go to my food library. I'll show you a little bit of navigation here because that is a very, very short list. And I want to go to my fast track dashboard and I'm going to go to my food library. So here's my food library. Okay. Here is a very short list still again of protein sources of each category. I wish there was a way I could just focus on this one, but you've got your lean protein sources are pork tenderloin, turkey breast, venison, which is your deer meat, and that's usually processed. You know when it's processed. 96% lean or better ground beef. Boar's head, any of the boar's head luncheon deli meats work as a category 1 lean protein source. Canadian bacon is a lean protein source. Canned tuna packed in water. There's cheeses that are a protein source. Fat-free cottage cheese, fat-free shredded cheese, the fat-free cream cheese, if you can still find it anywhere, is a category 1 lean protein source. And again, there's good, better, and best about even these proteins. Egg whites, fat-free shredded cheese. You've got hemp flakes for people that maybe are not meat eaters and not, that's a great protein source. And you've even got milks that work as a lean protein source, which changes everything about having cereal, about having casseroles, about having, it's crazy. So these milks, when paired with the right kind of cereal, allow your kids to even have, believe it or not, like Reese's Puffs for breakfast. And you can let them leave the house and realize they've just had a really good protein. They've got some fiber, they've got some carbs, and they're ready to hit the day. So these are some great protein sources, lean protein sources, category 1s. Category 4, I want to talk about the proteins first. Category 4 proteins is protein plus fat. So this is your protein. It's got a little fat in it. One thing, let me go back to category 1 real quick. Category 1 is a lean protein source. There's not much fat in it. So you can actually eat it by itself for your meal. So you could have low-fat cottage cheese for breakfast. You could have a condiment portion of a sugar-free jelly or fruit, for example, as a meal. So you can always have any category 1 by itself as your meal. Category 4 has got fat in it. So now you start thinking, eventually we'll teach, I think Travis may teach you this already. It's not terrible to have this by itself. My brain doesn't get wrapped around that much. So we've got things like, Rita, for example, turkey sausage. Now the turkey sausage, I don't know if anybody's found any that are in the rolls. Is that what you're talking about? Like the raw meat? Oh, there is turkey sausage that might be, it's either going to fall into your category 4 or your category 1. When you're a member, we can look it up in the food library, and I can show you what that looks like too, so you can find them, because there are some, and you have to actually, it may be, I don't see it here, but we could probably add it here. Dark meat turkey is category 4. You want to make sure your category 4 meats are no more than 50%. They're 50% or less from fat. So Jennie-O and Butterball, those may actually be approved as a category 4. If you do the math, you can look at the amount of calories from fat on the back of the package. So you're going to want to look and see, is there, how much fat is in that serving? And if there's 250 calories of fat, 250 calories in that serving, how much fat? Does anybody know that? My math is not going to be good, but you're going to have to make sure that there's 50% or less calories from fat. So less than 75 calories from fat. So you're going to want to look at it that way. But category 4, you've got steak, whole eggs, some of the reduced fat cheeses actually work as a category 4. Rotisserie chicken, pork ribs, pork chops, deli meats, deli turkey, chicken wings. You can have all of these things. So there's a great selection of category 4 proteins. Oops. And category 4 is best when it's going to be paired with your category 2. Your category 2 is your fiber source. So category 2 is the gold, right? So obviously, all of these category 2s are broccoli. We're talking about green stuff: asparagus, okra, spinach, green beans, peppers, squash. What kind of peppers? Any pepper. What kind of squash? All squashes. Celery, mushrooms, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cucumbers, any greens. All of these are your category 2 fibrous carbohydrates. Now, you can also see that as you're learning the program, a category 2 vegetable can also be a freebie. So a lot of times, maybe if you're ready, you need a little something in between a meal and you are wanting to stay in that perfect day, then you could have sliced cucumbers, you could have some celery, you could have broccoli if you wanted to as a freebie in between your meals. Now, what's really cool about your category 2, and I'm actually going to separate this out because I want to put breads, it's in its own category 2. Breads, these are some examples of some awesome breads that are category 2. And some people look at this and they're like, that's in the wrong place. That's not a fibrous carbohydrate. Yes, it is. These have been what you're looking for in a bread or tortilla. You've got tortillas here. You've got Healthy Life, 35 calorie breads, tortilla, mushrooms. This is all under category 2. Thomas Light, 100 calorie English muffins. So what you're looking for in bread is that you want to have you want to have your total serving of bread be 100 calories or less, and then you want to have at least 1 gram of fiber for every 10 calories. So when you're looking at these breads, this Sara Lee Delightful 80 calorie hot dog buns, that means one bun is 80 calories. So number 1, that's a check mark. Number 2, when we look at, let me see if I can get to this one here. This will tell you a lot of times how to use these items. So this one is one bun has 80 calories in it. Calories from fat are 9. All we're really looking for is the fiber. This one barely fits the rule. So it's got 6 grams of fiber. If you're on your own and you don't see it in the library, then what you're looking for is 1 gram of fiber for every 10 calories. Travis a lot of times will even look at some of that's why really we don't have like an app really doesn't cut it for us, because there's so many more things to look at besides just the calories, but you're wanting to look at the ingredients in that item. So a lot of times he might approve a certain thing because it might not quite fit the formula, but because of the amount of the ingredient types in it, it will work. So these are some great options you can all find in your grocery store. These are a category 2 bread. So remember, if you don't know and you're looking at one in the store, take a look at the number of fiber grams to the calories. How do you count raw carrots? Raw carrots are a category 3 if you're going to have them as a side item. For example, carrots have a little bit of sugar in them, natural sugars, so they're going to be a category 3 on their own. Now, you could also use them as a condiment. So you could have a little palm full of carrots, like in your salad. You're not going to really want to have carrots by themselves or as a snack or as a freebie or anything. You could have them as a snack if you could have had them with a good category 1 and category 2, or a little. You have to look at your. We're going to be a little bit careful about that category 3 column, because that's where you got to get careful about, a quarter cup of this or how much of each thing, so that you don't overwhelm your fiber with your carbs. So that's category 3. All right, so you've got category 1, category 2, and category 4 so far tonight. Okay, I would like to stop there. Now, there are all these other categories that you can have. We're going to lay them all out for you. Category 3, like I said, there's green peas. Some of these other things, peas, you want to be careful. Lima beans, they're gonna, butter beans, black-eyed peas and beans, green ones, they're gonna be category 3. Those you're not gonna be able to eat by itself. You're gonna have to have a rule when you eat those. So we're gonna wait and we're gonna eat those. We're gonna show those later. But you do have chips here, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, whole wheat pasta. There's whole wheat breads also fall in here too. That's right. These are your starchy vegetables. Energy carbs. We're going to talk about fruit, antioxidants. That's what I think that's what I was looking for earlier. Apple, banana, berries, blueberries, berries. You can have all of this fruit. Any fruit will work, but it's got added sugar to it. So your fruit has to be eaten in a certain combination as well, or anything can be a condiment. So as you're putting your meals together for this first week, you're going to be allowed to use up to 50 calories of anything as your condiment as your meal, with your meal. So for example, like I said earlier about the yogurt, if you wanted to have a little, 8-ounce thing of yogurt, well, there's yogurt. There are some category 1 yogurts. I said yogurt, but I meant cottage cheese. If you want to have cottage cheese and you want to have a little palm full of strawberries in it, you just use your hands to measure portion control. So you've got a palm full of strawberries, or a handful of strawberries is more like a snack. So use a palm full and put that in your yogurt or in your low-fat cottage cheese, and that's your condiment portion. Any more than that causes the fat bust because you've got added sugar. One thing that I learned that I was doing wrong when I was working out so much, I was going to the gym. I was going to Chick-fil-A afterwards. So I was working hard. I put my body in fat burning mode with my workout. I was working hard. I went to go eat. I got a grilled chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. I got it on their multi-grain bun, their whole wheat bun. I got a fruit cup and I got a Diet Coke. I'm thinking, okay, that's not hurting me. I'm eating that. That's good. Well, first of all, what's wrong with that? I can have the grilled chicken. The bread, at best, is a category 3 starchy carb. So now I've got a lean protein and a starchy carb, and then I've got the fruit. And what's the fruit got in it? Sugar. I don't have any fiber in that meal at all. So what did I just do? I just kicked my body out of fat burning mode. What would have been better for that meal is for me to have had the chicken breast on a salad, on lettuce, and then had the fruit cup on the side. That way I've got my salad, my lettuce is a category 2, my chicken breast is a category 1, no fat, no problem, no carbs, no energy carbs until I get to the fruit, and then I've got sugar. And that's gonna, I said that earlier backwards, but that the carbs break down as sugar. So your fruit is where that lettuce is basically going to neutralize the sugar in that fruit. So you've got no insulin secretion. You've got no fat storage taking place. That's a perfect meal. Chick-fil-A, by the way, a fun fact, theirs is the only fried chicken out that you can have on a perfect day. Another way that you can have a great Chick-fil-A meal is to take your own bread and just take their Chick-fil-A patty, take their Chick-fil-A breast, put it on your bread, get you some extra pickles on there. That's a perfect meal. And you could also get the fruit cup. I would say, don't do the fruit cup yet. Let's save that. You're going to be able to have fruit even as a freebie later when you hit maintenance. So you're category 5. All right. Another fun fact about that. If I had that meal, let's say I had the correct one, the perfect one, and then later in the day, maybe 2 hours later, I had an apple by itself. Can I have that when I'm in fat burning mode? Does anybody know? No, I can't have it by itself in fat burning mode because I just, again, added sugar, causes an insulin secretion, and now I am doing nothing but using my body fats, using that as energy. So I didn't cause myself to gain any weight that day, but I didn't lose any because I quit burning body fat. Does that make sense? We are running out of time, I think. Yeah. So I want to talk about a few combinations that we can do with these, with what we know so far. So let me go back over to this dashboard. If you are in the website now, I would say to start here. In your fast track labs, you have got a welcome packet and guidelines. This has everything that we talked about and more. It talks about your portion control, how to measure out your portions. We're going to use our two-hand rule. Two-hand rule. Make sure your hands cover your plate over the top of your food, not like this, but like this. That's your portion control. You want your protein source on one side and your carbs on the other. It's just like it says right here. So there's some great tips here. You've got a place that you can also write down your measurements and such, how you're feeling each week. And here's a beginner approved food list, okay? So this is where you can start. After tonight, you can go print this out. Let me see if I can put this link here. I don't know if it will let me. Let me try that. Yeah. Okay. So then you've got your, this is another fun thing that I like to print off. Let me see if it's here. Your fastest meal ideas. I think they're probably going to be somewhere else. So I'm going to find those in the website. But also, after this class tonight, it is really great for you to go ahead. Nope, it's there for everybody. That part is there for everybody. That's a free member can use that welcome packet and guidelines as well. So that's for everybody. Your fast track classes. This is where you want to start after tonight. These classes, look at them all. No, there's not a single one more than 10 minutes. And in fact, they're all almost under 5 minutes long. Each portion of the program is broken down from you right here. This is where you can live. This is awesome. So start watching these, make some notes. You'll learn something different every time. Kim Danke teaches these classes. Kim goes really structured. She's very structured. She's awesome. She was a teacher, so she knows how to teach it well. Egg whites, you can have normal eggs, Luann. You don't have to eat just egg whites. Egg whites, what makes an egg white a category 1 is it doesn't have the yolk in it. The yolk is the fatty part of the egg. So it's really funny because a lot of times you don't really know stuff, and then you're like, oh, well, that of course it is. That makes sense. But your egg whites is a category 1 and it's a freebie. That's right, Tracy. That's a good point because a lot of times you can just scramble up some egg whites and have those as your freebie. The egg with the yolk in it, that's a category 4. So all that means the egg is the most nutritious food on the planet. So technically you could have whole eggs by themselves. It's best to learn to have it with a category 2 so that you know that even in a restaurant, a whole egg in a restaurant and a whole egg in your house are 2 different things, right? You don't really know sometimes how they've cooked the eggs. So a lot of times in a restaurant, whatever meat that you get, it's best to consider it a category 4 because you don't know how they've cooked it. So your whole egg you can have, but with your whole egg in the morning, if you have scrambled eggs, you're going to have that with a category 2 a toast, maybe. You want to add a category 2 with that if at all possible. Maybe have like an omelet with spinach in it. Now, how are you going to cook your eggs? Cooking oils. There's so much to cooking oils. You can use anything, right? The key about cooking oils, let me see if I can cover that real quickly before you guys go too. There's so much to do. I didn't even tell you about I didn't even tell you about how fast you can get there, but I don't see my notes on it. But I mean the thing on it. But here, let me do this for you. This is a little chart that I came up with that has all of these rules on it as well. Yeah, Luann, it's so fun. It's so fun. So this also has it's a real quick front and back sheet. It tells you water, it tells you portions, how to eat out, and journaling. This page here is going to have your combination, some foods in it in each category, the first few that we talked about, and your condiment rule, your cooking oils. So it's best if you're going to use a cooking oil, you can either have spray butters, spray oils, any of the 0-calorie spray oils work as a freebie. So you don't have to worry about adding any fat to your meal when you're cooking in a spray oil. So if you're having a grilled cheese or you're having a scrambled eggs, you can use one of the calorie-free spray oils. You can also use coconut oil. Doesn't add any fat to your food. You can use 100% MCT oil. We carry some in our store, and you can find it a lot out now. You just want to make sure it's 100% MCT oil. It is a derivative of the coconut, and it is going to actually add a fat burning component to your food when you cook in it. I didn't use MCT oil my whole first 7 weeks. I didn't use it, but this is what I know. This is what I learned. I used spray oils. I used bouillon. I cooked in chicken bouillon. I cooked in things that I hadn't thought of to cook in before. I cooked in water, but I could also cook in olive oil. So I was an olive oil user. So if I use a light olive oil, an MCT is a medium chain triglyceride. And olive oil is a long chain triglyceride. So if you think of these things as a candle wick, your medium chain is a short candle wick. Your long chain is a longer candle wick. This is your olive oils and such. When you're cooking with an MCT oil or a coconut oil, this burns up so fast that it cannot store in your body as fat. It's a fat. You're going to look at the label and you're going to be like, it's just fat. It's a good fat, but it cooks it, and it makes your food taste amazing. It pours out like water. You don't need a lot of it. It's very thin. It's got a low heat element. So you want to keep it on, it's got a high, I don't know how you say that, but you got to keep it on a lower heat because it smokes up really fast. It's got a low smoke point. That's what it is. And then, so you're going to, thank you, Tracy. I'm struggling, but thank you. You've got to, when you're cooking with olive oils or vegetable oil or any other oil, it's a long chain triglyceride. That's your tall, I need to bring candle wicks in here, but that's your tall candle wick. So your LCT, your long chain triglyceride, your MCT, your medium chain. When you're cooking in this one's burning up, this one is not burning up. You're cooking you're cooking fat into your food. So if you don't have MCT oils, you don't have any spray oils, you have olive oil at the house, you want to have chicken breast for dinner, you can put any spices and herbs or whatever on that chicken breast you want. Remember your 50-calorie condiment rule. Most herbs and seasonings have 0 calories to 5 calories maybe. So season that up, throw it in your pan. And if you're cooking in olive oil, use about a tablespoon of that, but you're cooking fat into it. So it's no longer a lean category 1 protein. It's a protein plus fat, but you can still have it. So now that you're having that just means that you've got to put a side of broccoli. You've got to put a side of green beans. You've got to put a side of, you can have it on your bread. You can put it in your tortilla. You can have fajitas. You can cook some peppers in with that chicken and have fajitas and make it on one of these approved tortillas and your peppers and stuff. So there's a lot that you can do. We didn't talk about any combinations. Does anybody want to throw something out there before we go? There's actually some meal ideas. I've got to get some, Travis has I know that I quit sharing my screen, so I'm going to share it real quick. One more thing that you can do as a new member. You're going to see this in your fast track section too. So when you've got, hopefully y'all can still see this because I cannot see me anymore. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All of these resources up here are downloadable documents. So if you want to journal on paper first, here's your 1-week journal page. That's a great way to get started. Okay, you've got your Travis's favorite fast start meal ideas. This is a great fun list of foods that Travis loves. Fried egg, bread, and cheese. There's different meal replacement shakes if you like those. There's cereals, there's bars, there's grilled cheese sandwiches, there's pancakes, there's a lot of stuff on here. There's spaghetti. There's all kinds of meals on here. There's Eating Out, Wendy's, Zaxby's. This is a great resource to go ahead and print out and have this one. The Phase 1 program book goes over what we talked about today. It's a good, easy read. It really is very easy to read and navigate this book. You can print it or you can read it online. And then you've got a few different things that you can use for planning your meals and planning out what things might you need for void replacements. The advanced combination chart. This is what we talked about tonight, is mainly these two categories. You've got your faster, and fastest weight loss combinations. Like I said, there's a good, better, and best to everything. And y'all, my time is up, and I hate to do that because I didn't find my your basic combinations that you want to stick with. Let me do it this way. Whoops. I just pulled that up for myself, huh? Let me do it this way. Okay, let's say we're looking at this sheet right here. Your first combinations for your first week, we're going to stick here. You can have a 1 + 2 together as your meal. You can have a 4 + 2 as your meal. You can have a 2 + 6, a 2 + 7. A 7 is just shellfish. It works just like a category 1 lean protein. So it is allowed to have in your very first as you're getting started. Your category 6 is a superfood, which means peanut butter, which means I'm in love. I had peanut butter sandwiches for breakfast for a whole week while I was learning what else to do. So anything in the category 6, you can have it by itself. So the rules for these color-coded columns is on this page. The foods in the green box can be eaten alone or as a meal. Category 1, category 6, category 7. That makes sense? And then you can do the food in the red box must be paired with the category 2. Come back to my sheet. This is my red box. I have to have it with a 2. I can't have it by itself. So hopefully that kind of makes a little bit of sense. I don't see any, let's see. Oh, good. I'm glad he's doing something too. We weren't sure about the time difference, so I'm glad he popped on at 9. Alrighty, Costco rotisserie chicken. Your best thing to do about that Costco is take off the skin. You can have that rotisserie chicken. It's category 4, but take off the skin and have it either in your, whatever you're making it with, a casserole, or whether you're having it on a sandwich or just having, but take off the skin. That's best right now. But you can have the white meat and the dark meat. If this wasn't a rotisserie chicken, the dark meat chicken legs would be a category 4, but since it's under that, it's in that rotisserie where they've cooked fat into it, it's got to be called a category 4. That's the safest. Well, good. All right, you guys. Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't realize her question was somewhat private. So that was about the rotisserie chicken. I did say that, right? So yeah, and you can have any rotisserie chicken, not just the Costco, but any. But yeah, I used to love that, taking that chicken off and putting it on a sandwich. Take the skin off. Perfect. All right. You guys, I had a good time. I'm so sorry. It's been a long time since I've done this. All of my stuff is at the office. So I appreciate you guys. If you have questions and anything for me, I'm happy to stay and answer them. I know I didn't cover a lot, but there's a lot. I don't want you to get overwhelmed either, the folks that are new here. Join Travis's classes. He goes into a lot more detail, every category. He's an amazing teacher. So you're gonna have a lot of fun with Travis. You're gonna have a lot of fun with Kim. If you're in the fast track, go back to it or start there. It's a great, this is gonna be where you live for this first week, maybe this first 4 weeks. It just all depends on your journey. Have fun with it. Don't get too serious. We're gonna have fun here. So, and you know what? If you mess up, it's not, like I said, you're not gonna start putting body fat on until you don't get back on the program. So you mess up one day, one meal, it happens. I don't know, you're gonna go, I can never be perfect. But you can, and you're going to get there, and you're going to do so many little things that you're already doing right. We just got to fine tune it and do the right thing more than the wrong thing. We got to get out the little things, the little weeds that spoil the vine, right? So we're going to get out all those little things so that you can really, we're not going to have any okay days. We're going to have perfect days. We're going to have holidays. So you guys let us know. You can hit us up on this chat on the website. And let us know what your questions are, whether it's technical, whether it's food related, anything, we're happy to help you. And I'm so sorry, I may not have been sharing my screen anymore while I was doing that. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And if there are no other questions, then join Travis tomorrow morning at 10:30 or tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And he's gonna wrap all this together for you in a pretty bow, I'm sure too. So I appreciate you guys. The Facebook, is actually, I'm so sorry. I thought I was sharing my screen and I was not. That's really not nice of me. The Facebook is, blah, blah, blah. It's actually, there's a link to it, I think, over here. Let me go find that, and I'm going to share this one more time. That is so weird. I must have stopped accidentally. So I'm sorry about that. This is the private Facebook group. You're going to want to join that. And it is going to be Shibboleth Lifestyle. That is a group for new members. The Shibboleth members only group is called, let me go find it actually. That one's called, let me do it this way. We changed the name of it, and now it's Most Fun Weight Loss with Shibboleth Secrets, okay? So that one is going to be Most Fun Weight Loss with Shibboleth Secrets. There's a link to that one too, and I believe it is still in the fast track. So paid members can come to this group. Our free members go to the other group that I just showed you from the link in the fast track free member section. So All right, my voice is going to give out to me. I'm going to start coughing, so I'm going to stop here. And thanks, you guys, so much. I really appreciate you tonight. And I should have put that link here. Sorry about that, Rita. Let me do that. This is for the members only group. Okay, I'm going to put that here if you want to click on that. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much. And hopefully, like I said, don't stay plugged in. Okay, we love y'all. Bye bye.